Hi, it's Dara here from my little studio in Cochrane, Alberta. And I like to talk about the creative process and specifically noticing what goes on during that process. Like, for example, I mentioned in the last video that some bigger projects have been kind of taking me away from smaller projects that I like to do. And recently, I just took a really beautiful class called Junk Journal Journey with Jamie Riddler, and you can check it out at Jamie Riddler Studios. And I hesitated signing up at first because I was working on videoing a mini spirit doll course, and I was working hard on that. But at the same time I was feeling overwhelmed by it, and I thought if I took something else it might be taking on more. But I love to work in lots of different art modalities. So sometimes if I'm over focused on one, I lose a little bit of my creative spirit. So it actually really helped my process. So I thought it would be fun to share a flip through of that journey. So here's the junk journal here. And it's partway through its journey. So the beginning part was gathering all the materials, and Jamie led us through that beautifully. And then we had to find a way to pull it together in a book form. So you can see here we did some binding, and I can show you the middle part too. I could show you that in the flip through as well. So I decided to tie it into the front. I don't know if you can see that. So it's sort of really interesting to see what you're drawn to, like when you're creating something outside of your medium, like what kind of materials you like, and what kind of stories you start to tell, and color stories too that evolve. They feel so much like you. So it's really neat to kind of to step outside of your usual art modality and see where it brings you. So I'll take you through a flip through of that, and then when I finish it, I'll do a flip through of the final product as well. Thanks for sharing the process. So what I wanted to share here was the result of gathering lots of materials from like magazines and different kinds of books, and then doing the binding as well. So those are the stages that I've been through so far, and I still have some more collaging and finding some elements to go into it, but I wanted to capture this stage at this point. So I found sort of a harder cover for the outside, and then I kind of got into this orange and pink color story with a little bit of red popping out of it. And I bound in some different cards and pictures and used a little bit of washi tape on there, which is kind of my first time playing with that. I can see how that can get quite addictive. I do believe also that creating junk journals could be addictive because I can see myself making a lot more. So here I have some little cards that were given to me over time, and where I felt that the colors tied in and they had some special meaning to me. That was from a Klimt book that I got in a secondhand store. This is the middle of the book, and I've tied in some cherry blossom trees there because I used to live in Kyoto, Japan, so that's sort of a nice central piece for me. And I've started taping in some little bits of texture. So I've got some work to do here in some more collaging so that I can cover over these parts here. So I still have lots of spaces where I can start making marks and doing some actual journaling in there too. I love these happy accidents, like this card I just, after I bound all the pages together, I noticed that these orange polka dots, pulled out the orange polka dots in the cushion here, and I wasn't even going to keep this page, but I think it's kind of cool, so I might keep some of that in there. I also like this stack of books because that feels like I have lots of piles of books around, so it's kind of reflective of me. And this reminds me of all the sunrises here in the morning. And then I'm heading into some other cards here that people have given me, so I might find a way to wash over the words a little bit but leave some that show through. This is some bag from a local soap company that I just absolutely love, the soap, and then it says Rocky Mountain, which is ties into where I live. So that would be the end of the book. And then back here. So that's where I am so far. So like I said, I'm going to do some collaging, and then I'm going to go into my marker box here and put some marks in it, and then come back and show you the results.